Make sure I was on that one too.
All right, first question for DeAndre. We'll start right here with Jeremiah.
Hey, DeAndre, Jeremiah Tasha calls on SI. How's your experience been learning from Bill Belichick so far?
My experience has been very good. You know, he coaches every single part of the game when it comes to field goal block. That's one thing he's very big on that I haven't really, looked that much into when I was younger. Now that I know like field goal block is a very important part of the game. So he's been coaching every part of the game, and I really love it.
Let's go to Grant.
Hey, DeAndre. First question I have for you is, how much pride do you take in clogging the lanes and allowing those lanes to open up for linebackers to come through and get after the quarterback?
I take a lot of pride into it. I feel like from the first week to the second, I feel like we made a very good jump on that as a whole D lineman. We've been coming in practice, really focused on striking and clogging up the lanes, like you said, for the linebackers and everything. We feel like we didn't do that good last first game, and we made a big progress on the second game. I feel like we're going to continue to do that throughout the season.
And what's kind of the key to generating more pressure up front? Because I know you guys have been kind of struggling with that, but it seems like you guys got a little bit better against Trump.
Yeah, like I said, we had a bad taste in our mouth. The whole team came back with a better mindset, and we went and practiced and really strike the pass very hard all practice long. And we made that a big emphasis for that week, and we've been doing that ever since.
Let's go to Michael.
Hey, DeAndre, Michael Pitt with WCHLChapelware.com. Looking at Richmond this weekend, their quarterback is listed at 6'4", 260. Coach Belichick compares him to Ben Roethlisberger from the Steelers. How do you go about simulating playing against a guy like that who has pretty unique size for the quarterback position and is a pretty skilled runner?
Preparing for him, you got to focus on tackling. Tackling is a big part of the game this week because he's a big quarterback. He's not going to go down easy. So we've been focused on tackling a lot this week as well.
Let's go to Brian.
Yeah, Brian Murphy with WRL. We talked about freeing up those linebackers. How much of the scheme is designed for you and the other defensive line to take on those blockers and free up those linebackers versus how much of it is you guys getting penetration in the backfield and kind of making plays on your own?
When it comes to that, it's just like you got to play the game. You got to take what the offense give you and everything like that. So it's not really no scheme or anything like that. But when it comes to double teams and stuff like that, like I said, we've been working on that very hard, working on striking pass and striking the blockers and everything. So the linebacker can't be free. So it's not really no scheme. We just got to do that.
Let's go to Adam.
DeAndre Adam Smith with Inside Carolina. Obviously, a million new guys on this roster, and the defense, the front is pretty much all new from the line to the linebackers. How has it been for you, and how would you say it's been for some of your teammates trying to learn Steve Belichick's system? How close do you think you guys are to maybe maxing that out, or maybe you're far away from it? Like, what is it like trying to pick up these things that you're being taught? Is it way different than like in Florida? Like, just can you sort of take us through that process?
Having a whole new team and a whole bunch of new teammates, we had to get closer by going out to dinner, going to get steak, going to fish and everything like that. That's where it started from, building a brotherhood. And then when it comes to learning the plays with Steve, it make it pretty easy for us. It's pretty simple. And we all, like, after practice, we might go in there and have a defensive meeting and go over it just with players and everything like that. So we've been getting closer that way.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Holloway with Inside Carolina. DeAndre, you're obviously somebody who comes from the SEC level, you come to UNC with Belichick, and one of the main things for him is making things pro style, professional style. So what's kind of the comparison for you, similarities and differences between how Belichick's looking to run things over here and coming from the SEC? And we understand obviously the SEC's kind of a conference. Like, what are some of the similarities and differences?
Some of the similarities, I would say, of course, it's college, so a lot of stuff is like, we got rules and stuff you can do. Some of the differences is, here, he treats everything like he said pro, so you got to do what you got to do. He's not going to tell you, you got to be at this meeting, you should do that to be at this meeting. When it comes to lifts, he's not going to have somebody over there running the lift for you. You're going to have to do the lift, and he's going to trust you to do the lift in the right way, in the right pace and everything like that. Make sure you do all your reps on your own. Of course, we got coaches, coaching us in the weight room, but he ain't gonna sit there and have you going step 1, step 2, step 3. It's like you're gonna do that work, and if you don't do the work, you're gonna see the progress on the field.
What was that, adjustment like for you, kind of seeing, okay, this is the expectation, kind of like you're saying, like, this is the expectation. Like, what was that adjustment period like for you getting used to that?
Getting used to it, for sure, the conditioning and everything like that, I had to get used to that. not having so many coaches and stuff like in our face, you know, you gotta have a lot of self-motivation when you come on that field, because if you don't do it, they ain't gonna look at you bad, like, oh, he can't do it, he's not ready yet. So when you go in there and do all the conditioning and working out, you gotta show them that you can do it.
Shelby?
Yeah, Shelby Swanson with the News Observer. I'm curious, you had said earlier that obviously focusing on tackling specifically with the, pretty big quarterback you guys are going up against. Any other points of emphasis in practice this week, or maybe a specific area of the game where you guys want to take the opportunity to take a step forward against Richmond?
Really, we just taking a step forward on everything, really, the whole game. When it comes to field goal block, we were very heavy on that last practice. All phases of the game, kickoff, kick return, anything you can think of, we focusing on everything, not just one specific thing. Like tackling, of course, is one big thing because he's a big quarterback, but when it comes to the whole game plan, offense and defense, we just working on everything. Like anything you can think of, we been working on.
Andrew?
You got on the field some last year in Florida. Here, obviously, you play a lot more first two games on the staff, so you're a starter. And you got starter reps a lot in August. Have you been able to gauge your progress about where you were maybe start of August to where you are now? And are you comfortable with kind of the progress, the steps forward that you're making as a player?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I feel like I'm more in shape now. I feel like my bodybuilding is getting better. I feel like I'm getting smarter mentally when it comes to football, a game. And I just feel like when it comes to me in August to now, I feel like I'm definitely a better player.
Is being smarter just seeing more stuff, experiencing more stuff, and now you got a third team you're preparing for, and doing so also as a starter?
Yes, focusing on certain stuff I never focused on, like looking at play that's going to develop before the play even happen, stuff like that. Just when you see something that's going to happen before it happens and you know it's going to happen, it's like, now I'm a smarter player. Now I know they're going to run the counter and I can play the counter how I need to play the counter.
No?
No Westcott, Tar Heel 24/7. As a collective, where do you feel like the defensive line group is at right now, going into your guys' third game?
I feel like going right now, we got way closer from fall camp to now. We got way closer as brotherhood. We still go out, we still hang out, we still laugh, joke, and practice and everything like that. Like I said, we had a bad taste in our mouth. We never want to feel that again. So we've been hard on each other, hard love, like telling people when they're right from wrong. It's been a lot of ups and downs. At first, but now I feel like we way closer. Like we can tell somebody they right, somebody they wrong, and then nothing's gonna happen. We all just.
And the last one for Adam here.
I got another one for you, but just to follow up on what you were saying there, like when you talk about tough love, who are the guys on the defense that are barking at each other? Like whose voice do you hear the most in that regard when you guys are sort of self-correcting?
I feel like the whole defense is barking at each other a lot. Thaddeus Dixon, of course, that's our guy. He likes to get the mojo going. K-House. D-line, you got me, you got Mel Carr, you got Smith Gilbert. He's a quiet guy, but like he shows with his actions. You got CJ Mills, hard worker, everything like that. I feel like the whole defense is coming together, and you can see in the future.
The one I have for you real quick is, obviously Belichick gets his first win on the college level the other night. Did you guys at all consider giving him like a Gatorade bath or picking him up or, it's a different type of dude than most coaches. Like, did you consider jumping around with him in the locker room, anything like that?
Not really. We didn't really think about that because, it was a good win, but I feel like everybody felt like we better than that. We could get better, of course. So that wasn't no win to do that yet. So hopefully in the future we get some better wins and play better. We can do that for sure.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Appreciate that.